Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this is my latest tutorial. This is how to make a cheap dungeon out of cardboard. All you need is a cardboard box, some glue, some paint, and some colored pencils. Easy to do, and you can vary it any way you want. And this is all modular, so you can change things around every time you have a dungeon campaign.
Dioramas, origami, catapults, and trebuchets, telescopes, terrariums, bonsai trees, and paper games, swords and shields, and real blacksmithing, rattle rockets, animation. I teach the art of real creation. StormTheCastle.com. Let's make something.
Now, I had a few supplies, and so this dungeon cost me, I think it was 74 cents for this box I bought at Walmart. And that's all you need is a little bit of cardboard, and you probably can scrap up cardboard if you get those Amazon boxes in the mail like I do. So keep everything to 1 inch dimensions. And I recommend when you're making the rooms is that you double up the bottom layer, the floor. That will be for strength. So here we're going to make one here that's 6 inches by 6 inches. And we'll glue those two pieces together to make our double layer, and I'll show you a tip on how to do that. Spray adhesive is really nice for this. You don't have to use it, but it's quick and easy. But if you do use spray adhesive, you should hinge the pieces together because the adhesive will quickly grab and set. It's difficult to move it around. If you use a liquid glue, you can kind of shuffle those pieces around, but like this, hinge them together, line them up, hinge them together so you get a good fit, because you can't move them much once they're touching. But there you go. That's the bottom. And a couple of reasons for this: for strength and to prevent warping. When you paint your dungeon pieces, be sure to paint both sides, top and bottom, even though you won't see the bottom. That will prevent warping. And the double layer also helps to prevent warping. This is a bigger one I made that's 10 inch by 10 inches. So go ahead and make a whole bunch of them, any sizes you want, and then paint them up. And you have an unlimited number of ways you can paint it. Black is pretty common for a dungeon. So lay in your black paint, and remember, paint the backside too. And then if you then use colored pencils, well, here, let me show you a few different colors that I did. Here's a gray. So you can keep your dungeon all one theme as far as the color, or you can have different colored rooms and corridors. And also a white room, but I added a little bit of gray to that white paint so as it's not so bright a white. It ages it a little bit. There you go, see, it's a little off-white. And you can add volcanic ash, lava, rivers, whatever you want. And then use colored pencils to draw in your grid. 1 inch squares are pretty standard. But if you want hexagonal squares, hexagons, I have a template for that you can download, and I'll show you a little bit more about that. Here, so there's the template. I also have this one. I also have a larger one for larger rooms. You can use this for corridors, for different sizes. You lay it down on your painted cardboard. Tape it like this so it hinges. And then use a ballpoint pen to go over those lines, pressing firmly. What happens is it causes an indent in the cardboard that you can see. Watch, I'll show you. Now you can't see it too well on camera, but in real life, I can see the indents in that cardboard, so then I'm going to draw them out with white pencil. And go ahead and repeat that process for all your pieces if you want hexes. There you go, it looks good. Okay, so now let's see. You'll see we've got a grid, a square grid, and a hex grid. So now let's seal this off. Now you want this to be strong and to last long, to be durable for use. So go ahead and Mod Podge over it. Use matte or gloss, high gloss, whatever you want. If you don't have Mod Podge, mix white glue 50-50 with water, and you can paint that on. And just as in the glue and with Mod Podge, it's going on white right now, but it will dry clear. But it's a good option to give your dungeon longevity and to keep the colors bright. It's a sealant. Here, I'll show you real quick the large one, the 10 by 10. And there's 1,000 creative possibilities you can do with something like this. They can make rooms and all kinds of corridors and caverns and second floors. But let's take a look. Now, if you wanted to just use the flat patterns, you can go ahead and you have a dungeon, all with flat patterns. Lay them out, and then you can go ahead and play your dungeon game. But we're going to take this to another level. We're going to add walls and some three-dimensional details to this, and I'll show you a little bit about that. See, here's a few that I made here with 3 dimensions, corridors, and I still need to Mod Podge some of that. See, it's kind of flat. Entrance to a cave. This large room here, I even added lights, LED lights that I got. I think I got like 5 of them for $7. Kind of nice. Make torches. The torches on the walls. There's another room, and you can cut multiple rooms, multiple doors in the rooms. Oh, here's a nice one I like. That's the second floor, even with the ladder and the hole in the floor like that. It's kind of cool. I like that one. So creativity is unlimited here. Do whatever you want. Make some dungeons, and you can also make these little uh, door covers. So doors are no longer doors; they're walls or they're removable doors. Just kind of cool. But that's it. With very little materials, you can have yourself a nice little dungeon. Let me show. I'll show you real quick a little bit about making the walls. My walls are 2¼ inches tall, and then we just go ahead and glue those on. Nice thing about this is, um, make sure you paint those bottom. Don't put together the whole room and then paint it because it's difficult to get the grid line to draw the grid lines on. I recommend you paint and put on the grid lines before you add the walls. Makes it much easier. Then you can paint the walls, or paint the walls and then add them. But that's it. So you've made yourself a nice little dungeon. If you make a dungeon out of cardboard, send me a picture. I will put it on my website and send you a certificate of contribution. Thanks for watching this video. I have whole bunch of cardboard projects to make, and I've just recently written a book on cardboard projects you can make. It isn't published yet. But check out my website. All kinds of interesting stuff. I have a bunch of Patreon patrons that support me on Patreon. My heartfelt thanks go out to them. Would you like to support me on Patreon? I could use your help. Keep the internet free. Well, I mean, it's costing a little bit, but YouTube is, well, I need your support. It'd be great for you to help me in one way or another. Check out my website. Come by and visit stormthecastle.com. Share this video on social media. Hit the like button and the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when I post a new video. Thank you.